Hello, my name is Grewell. I'm an 8-year Army veteran, and my background includes a military industry and government finance. I am currently a business analyst for a software development company, excited to expand my career in full stack development. I took a Google Python course my senior year of college and loved the challenge, and it made me realize I wanted to move my career towards IT and coding. I worked my way from a financial analyst to a business analyst because I love to learn about how things connect, especially in the background and on the tech side of programs. I have had a passion for motorcycles most of my life and decided that for my Capstone project, I will create a motorcycle website to bring riders and companies together. This website focuses on motorcycles and how they can connect riders, and it will allow riders to create an account and find local events such as charity rides and open rides. It will give them the opportunity to meet new people who share a similar passion for riding and talking about motorcycles and products. The site will be a central hub for event communication to include a map location, start and end time, and what route they will be taking. Let's take a look. So first thing you'll notice when you come to my site is that I chose a black and white theme. I thought that it would be a good way to express the colors on a mobile phone and your computer. I created my own logo called MotoMind. I thought it would help build brand recognition, and every time you come to the site, you would know that you're on MotoMind's site, built by riders for riders. At the home, you'll see our welcome to MotoMind. If you're looking to plan a ride, you're in the right place. To get started, you can click on Plan Your Trip to plan trip with multiple locations. If you want to see a list of directions, click on Directions. The functionalities of Plan Your Trip and Directions are different, but they still do the same thing. I have a picture of a ride that I've taken, and I used Google Maps and Maps to find a ride that I thought would be a great way to get out there and find new roads and explore new places. And so I took this picture and I wanted to display this on the site to show that you can use maps in a way to help you get out there. In the future, what I would like to do is display other riders' images on rides that they've taken, whether that be with themselves, with a community, or if they just wanted to send in pictures of their motorcycle so that we can display it on the site. At the bottom of the picture, we have a weather map API. We have the weather in Boston is rain, the temperature is 46 Fahrenheit, and it feels like 41. This will be based on the user's location, whether that's on their phone or on their computer. It will update based on the area in which they are. At the bottom, we have 3 links. We have a back to home link, which will reset the page and bring you home, and this goes across all pages throughout this website. We have a visit my LinkedIn page, where if you open a new tab, it will take you right to my LinkedIn page where you can connect with me. We also have a visit my repo, which will take you to my GitHub repo, which is all the work that I've done, my class activities, homework, capstone, and the class spa that we worked in the Savvy Coders Bootcamp. As we navigate throughout the website, everything will stay the same on the top level. Like I mentioned earlier, the banner will stay at the top. On the bio, we have a welcome to my page, and below are some images I've taken on my journey. And I wanted to show that I can upload images from other riders so that they can display their rides on our website. When we click on the Plan Your Trip page, this is where we start getting into the functionality of the website. We brought in a MapQuest API that allows the rider or user to build a multi-route destination. On the left-hand side, we have the navigation boxes, which are free input text fields where we can type or click on the map to get directions. We also have a reverse direction, which will show once we add directions that will reverse direction and update. We also have a plus button here, which will add your destination, and we can add up to 10 locations, and we can also delete those locations. We have the settings where we can avoid highways, miles, avoid tolls, and then change it from miles to kilometers. We can also do walking directions and driving directions. So we will exit out a route and we will click and I will start typing, and as you will see, it starts bringing in addresses with the inputs of which I've typed. So if I click on 29 Middle Street in Newton, Massachusetts, that will bring up the address for me. If I click in the other box, I can click anywhere in the map and that will bring me to the location in which I chose. So we'll see here the start point, 29 Middle Street, end point, Falcon Way. We have 2 separate routes that we can take, and the routes are listed here. So this is showing 3 different ways that we can take And every time we change which route we want to take, it will update the directions down below. If we want to add more destinations, we click again, and then we'll click on the map, and that will update the route. So our start point will still be 29 Middle Street, but then our second point will be Falcon Way. Our third point, which is our end point, will be 63 Thayer Road. If we click here again and we wanted to go home, we can click in the vicinity and the route will complete for us. It will update the directions and it will show us our listed directions all down here. This will also give us the time. This will take us about 26 minutes and 8.78 miles. If we exit out of these two, we can see that when we have two destinations, we can actually reverse them and the directions will update for us. On the top right hand side, we have a navigation pan where we can move around just by clicking. We can zoom in, zoom out. We can also set our location by clicking on the locator. We can change it from map to satellite and back. And we can also update the driving traffic. So as you can see with all the green, traffic is moving quick, there's no traffic. We can toggle whether there's construction. We can turn that off. We can turn it off down there as well. In the future, what I would like to do is have it so when you hit the save route button up here, any route that you've inputted will save to your page and the routes page. This will be crucial because it will give riders an opportunity to save their rides. So if they want to go back in the future and look back at their previous rides, they can see what they liked and will implement a rating, a route description, and things they liked or disliked, and things to update, such as things to avoid and whatnot. On the directions page, we'll see that I have it preloaded to bring me to from 29 Middle Street to 63 Fuller Street. This is a MapQuest API that brings in a static map image. So within this, it will give us our directions down below, all listed out for us to arrive at Fuller Street. When we navigate to the route page, we can see that the directions from and the directions to are populated here, same as the map location. And this is the stored data. So when we save our directions, we're saving it on the route, and this will be stored for other riders and the user to be able to use. So like I had mentioned on the plan your trip, when we save this, I want to put that on the route page and have it so that all that information is stored for you. If we go back home, it brings us back to the home page. Clicking back to home will reset everything, so now we have a fresh blank page. So let's look into some of the code that I wrote. And one of the big things that it was a big turning point for me was when I was adding in the MapQuest API, there was a lot of documentation and I had to figure out exactly what I was looking for. And one of the biggest things was I was trying to build a multi-route map so that users can come in and plan a round robin trip so that their start point and end point will bring them around, not necessarily in a circle, but will give them directions. So as we can see here through the MapQuest data, there was a lot of information for me to try to figure out because a lot of the stuff you can overlay, you can add in too many things, and you had to make sure that you weren't overlapping and overwriting some of your code because it would change the whole functionality of the map. One of the big things that I like about using this API is we can set our max locations. So I set the max locations to 10, which will allow the user to put up to 10 locations on their ride. So you have your start and your end point, and you'll have 8 destinations in between that you can click on the map and it will bring you and give you the directions. We have all the other route type buttons enabled, and this gives me a lot more functionality in terms of where I want to be and how I want these maps to look. That is my presentation. Thank you for joining me, and thank you, Savvy Coders.